right, and we are back in the Golf R, everybody. We are recording good, great. Let's get onto this little side road before anyone cuts us and slows us down. But welcome back to the channel. It has been another small pause in uploads due to, you know, just say family matters, but we're back. Anyway, intercooler. I know you guys are probably wondering where is that install, and realistically, I still have to find time to do it. I still need to kind of get all the right stuff for it and make sure it's a seamless install. And yeah, so that should be happening maybe next weekend, but we'll see. This could all be subject to change. I have an oil change next week that I'll do, so I might just do everything all at once. I just did spark plugs. I didn't want to make a video about it because it was just painful, just gapping those stupid plugs. So, but I'll talk about it. I mean, it's very easy. As you guys know, I'm running APR coil packs, which I'm about to revert back to the stock ones, only because IE tunes their cars on the stock coil packs. That's really what they're calibrated with, and I want to make sure this car is running perfect. So I'm going to actually go back to the stock packs, and I realistically didn't even need the APR ones. But yeah, so guys, we're stage 2. We got pops and crackles. Also, something that a lot of people like to comment about is the pops and crackles. I hear good and bad impressions of the pops and crackles. Now guys, I understand they're not everyone's thing, right? I totally get it. They are obnoxiously loud. Actually, you know what, I will say they're not as bad as APRs. They're kind of a really nice tap tap tap. In fact, if I roll my window up, right, so you guys can kind of hear that raw sound without any wind interruption. We'll do a little downshift, 4K. Oh, that was a dud. It's like, you know, it sounds like tap dancing. It's kind of funny, and then kind of right at the end you get like a grand finale snap, and it's kind of cool, and I'm addicted to it. Now, a lot of people are asking me now, what does this really harm on your car, your pops and crackles? Now, what are things you really need to do to kind of make sure that there's no issues down the line? Now, one thing I would totally recommend is every 10,000, every 10 to 15, really 15's pushing it, but 10,000 miles, do your spark plugs. The IE recommended spark plug I'll include in the description below. I'm actually not running those because I on a whim bought these ones from FCP. They're okay, but I definitely will on my next change, which again is going to be in 10,000 miles. I'm going to run the actual recommended one for IE. So I'm going to go full recommendation from IE coming up soon. But for now, everything I'm running as far as hardware goes should suffice. Now, hopefully it's not too windy right now, but we'll get some. Yeah, see, it's a little hard to pick up with the wind noise, but you guys get the idea. It's, you know, it's rowdy. But yeah, so it does need an intercooler. I will say, kind of, you know, I'll dive a little into the personal aspect of my life, right? So I did have a family member pass away this past week. It was a really rough day because it was actually my birthday, so it was just every, you know, emotionally kind of felt sort of weird. Now, I will say the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I kind of also, well, I'd like to introduce a little more of my personal life to you guys. Obviously, I don't need to go too far into detail, but I do want to get you guys involved, and kind of, you know, a lot of people are asking why my posting has been so weird. It's been a weird year, we'll just say that. But yeah, so I did have a family member pass away. Now the thing and why I'm bringing it up is because I took this car from my house up in, you know, in the White Mountains area down to the Seacoast area. It took me pretty much just an hour, and this thing was at the limit. I pushed this car so hard just so I could see my family member, you know, of course, just before they passed. And of course, I made it there, and I was very, very fortunate. I had no issues with the car. I mean, I was, you know, certainly driving spiritedly. I'll let you guys, you know, hopefully that'll paint a picture as to what type of driving I was doing. Obviously safely, but you guys know it's urgency. I was trying to match that urgency, and I was just going extremely quick just so I could see my family member. And yeah, so you know, I pushed this car so hard. It took it. It drives amazing still. It's obviously, I mean, I really like, it's just kind of, you know, a spur of the moment. Like, I just went fast, and this car got me to where I needed to be, and it's the most reliable car. I'm so blown away at just this performance, and you know, obviously even in stock form it would have, you know, performed great, but with the extra bump and power, you know, that's a huge difference. So very admirable on Volkswagen and IE's front for, of course, making you know, obviously a great final product. So I'm really happy, and you know, it was a very unfortunate situation, but I'm very fortunate that I was still able to get there kind of in the nick of time. So that's just one thing I just want to bring up. I know it's kind of darkening the mood, but all is well. You know, my family, we're all kind of just you know, getting through it. But anyway, I just wanted to say how happy I am that obviously I was able to get there in such a quick amount of time, because it was really last minute notice. So but anyway, yeah, so guys, the car is awesome. It's doing great. The power is unbelievable, and yeah, I mean, you guys saw that. I mean, it's no slouch. It is so unbelievably quick. It really does need a well, needs an oil change, I'll tell you that. But it also needs I'm not overdue. I just always like to do them a little early. But it definitely does need a what am I? Intercooler. Yeah. So the heat soak is real. It's not you know, there's no hiding it. This thing will kind of heat soak, and yeah, it's just a thing of these cars. They do just generally get hot, and after one pull you'll feel it. So I really haven't been kind of just experiencing the true power. You know, obviously, you know, I do kind of get a nice pull in every day, I would say. But aside from that, you know, no back-to-back pulls. It just gets way too hot for that, and it just starts pulling timing. And yeah, just but regardless, I mean, it's still so much fun to drive. I really like the noise. The noise is awesome, and guys, the nice thing is, right, so I got the Remus valved exhaust. I put in comfort mode, and this is just, you know, obviously you're gonna get a little bit more noise. You got an upgraded downpipe, and it's still non-resonated. But the valves make a huge difference. I mean, come on, I'm gonna literally just like, oh, come on. You can barely hear it. It's crazy. Then you put in race mode, and then you do the same exact thing, and it's a totally different animal. So that adaptability is something that just another testament to why I love this car so much. A lot of you guys were kind of, you know, admiring, at least sort of, you know, way back when I sort of just did the springs and the, you know, the exhaust, and that was great. But you know, now that I'm tuned on stage 2 and I really have the ability to really wring this thing out, it's quite fun. It's a really nice package. So I'm super happy with this thing. I could not be any more happy. Now, the one thing I have not done is launch control. So I will leave it up to you guys if you do want to see launch control. I know you guys do, but bear in mind, this is my only car right now. So with stage 2, you know, it's still reliable. It's just, you know, a little bit more stress, and you know, I just always get scared of something happening to this car, because it's, well, first and foremost, gonna be expensive. I don't have a warranty anymore. And I don't know, I just kind of, it's still my baby, and I still love this car. I mean, outside it looks beautiful. I still take care of it like you wouldn't believe. You know, I always make sure my oil changes are on time, so I like to think this is in pretty good shape still. You know, it's only at 35,000 miles, and yeah, it's oh, that's a nice pop. But honestly, really, where this car shines is a nice back road, and that's always been the case, right? It's never not, you know, been great at back roads. It's a back road beast. You know, it's so much fun, and the funny thing is, it kind of, you know, as you are sort of giving it the goose, it sort of does have this weird sway to it. You know, almost like it feels like you're driving a front-wheel drive car, but you still feel the rear wheels assisting you. I don't know if you guys have ever watched like videos, or if you even have driven like, you know, high horsepower front-wheel drive cars. What they do is they kind of dart, you know, as they're starting to grip up, and if they don't have an efficient LSD, that sort of may be the case. But this thing kind of does the same thing, and it's kind of cool. It really adds a little bit more drama to the drive. Torque and power wise, we're running about, I don't even want to say, I don't know my torque figures. I know I'm in the 400s, and then for power I think I'm at like 410 crank, so very respectable. Let's do a little windows down action. Oh, that was a good one. Apologize for the wind. But just the DSG pops, crackles, everything is just, it's just such a dramatic experience. So the only thing, guys, so like obviously, like, you know, let's talk about what this thing's missing. It's got a lot done to it now, right? So the only thing it's really missing, obviously, would just be that intercooler. Needs those, that, you know, that intercooler in there. I'm gonna again go back to the stock coil pack. I want to do a summer set of tires and preferably wheels. That'd be cool. But I haven't necessarily locked in a style I want to go with yet. But you know, that's kind of just like, you know, possibly in the future. Right now, where this thing is at, right, I need to kind of just keep it consistent, because I don't want to just throw too much into it and kind of just, you know, kind of have a masterpiece and absolutely just finish this project, because I like spacing it out. I really do like enjoying the process. I think that's the most important thing about modifying these cars in specific, is there is a bit of a process to it. You know, there are a couple steps along the way. Obviously, for stage 2 performance, you definitely do need a couple things to kind of, you know, hash out. You need obviously the DSG tune. You need to kind of obviously at least go through your stage 1 process, just getting the tune for that, and then, you know, as far as that goes, you know, stage 2 is just another 100 credits with the downpipe, and you're good to go. So pretty cool gig. It's just so unbelievably just composed. Again, if I had a little more aggressive tire, that guy's over the line. If I had a more aggressive tire, I think I'd be in great shape. So definitely something I'm going to look for in the, you know, maybe coming months. I will say summer, as crazy it is to say, is almost halfway over. We're at least a third of the way there, so I shouldn't say halfway, but it's coming up. But guys, you know, and all right, okay, another elephant in the room. I'll bring it up now. I know people don't like the pops and crackles, and I don't know if I feel bad for you guys, but I will say I understand where you guys are coming from. I've been in cars where I don't understand why that specific car is a pop tune. Cars to be, cars example, and you know, I don't want to use exact examples, but I'm gonna have to. My buddy Colton, I love his RS5, and I think him and I are in the same thinking. Let's double check, and I'm not flaming his car. I love his car. I'd buy his car off him any day. Even as it is now, I love it. I think it's a beautiful package. But so his RS5 has a crackle tune. That thing sounds so good, like just exhaust wise. I don't understand why the previous owner threw on a crackle tune, because Colton didn't end up doing that. And then people with GT3s do the same thing. Those cars sound so darn good. Why do you throw a crackle tune on it? I don't know. Now, the reason why I'm not a hypocrite for saying that is because this car is a 4-cylinder. These don't sound good at all. So my thinking is throwing a crackle tune only adds to the experience. You know, I'm not taking away from any beautiful exhaust notes, because guys, let's be real, it's a 4-cylinder. So, you know, also that may beg the question, well, is it an annoying? Doesn't the pops, you know, it's just the whole, you're just adding more annoying noise to an already annoying noise, you know what I mean? So I get that. I know where people are coming from with that, but the thing is, at least I'm not taking away, and at least in my thinking, I'm not making it any worse. You know, this is a 4-cylinder at the end of the day. I don't think I know a single good sounding 4-cylinder. And I guess Subi owners entered the chat after that one, but I think Subis sound kind of cool. But obviously that's just that specific exhaust setup. But regardless, yeah, that's kind of just my thinking. That's why I have the crackle tune. I know a lot of people are just like, why? Like, why throw the crackle tune? You know, it's adding a little bit more stress, obviously, to the catalytic converter, perhaps the turbo, and I think even the spark plugs as well. But you know what? That's all where the kind of preventative maintenance comes into play. If you're doing your oil changes, you know, you're changing your spark plugs, and as long as you're not doing them timelessly, like I'm kind of doing sort of right now, which, you know, I, like most other people, will get bored of it, and I expect I won't, you know, be kind of just doing them all the time, and I'm really not. You know, I only really kind of do them for videos, or if I'm in populated areas, because I'm pretty much, I think at this point, I've convinced myself I'm that guy, which I'm not super proud about, but for the most part, you know, what can you do? But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much that. I just wanted to touch on kind of some other details and do like a quick little POV so you guys can at least see sort of what's in front of me and sort of what the driving style is like, because it's pretty cool. It's fun. you know, it's definitely a whole different experience from stage 1. It is quicker than stage 1. You know, I guess that's obvious, but I don't know. But I will have a dedicated POV drive where I wring this thing out, but you have to bear in mind, I have to do some things first. I got to do my oil change. I did just do my spark plugs, but I have to change my coil packs back over. And then I'm going to have to do that intercooler. And then you guys are going to have one nasty POV drive. I will wring this thing out. I have no issue doing that. But it has to be ready for it. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned and understanding, I guess, the sort of why I have had some gaps in my uploading. But all is well on my front. And again, I do appreciate you guys so much for supporting me. It's unbelievable, you know, 6 years on YouTube. And kind of where I'm at right now. So I can't thank you guys so much for all of the support, and I appreciate everything you guys have done for me. And we'll definitely have some cool content to come. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.